2 years to the day after a Hays County corrections officer shot and killed an inmate in a hospital hallway, the man's family is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the county. It is the second lawsuit for the death of Joshua Wright. The first is against the officer, Isaiah Garcia. Wright was an inmate at the time and was at the hospital in Kyle for a medical issue. When Garcia was set to take him back to jail, Wright allegedly shoved the corrections officer and tried to escape toward an emergency room exit. And that is when Garcia fired his weapon, killing Wright. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez talked with the family's attorney about the lawsuit. She's here in the studio with the latest on that. Kelsey.
Ashley, well, according to officials in Hays County, Garcia is no longer employed with them, but the family's attorney argues had he received proper training, Wright's death wouldn't have happened. The attorney told me this is based off Garcia's testimony where he allegedly admitted because of the lack of training, he shot Wright. 2 years and still no closure for the family of Joshua Wright.
Justice required that we not only bring this case against the officer that shot him, but against the people that employed him and really caused this to happen.
The family's attorney, Jeff Edwards, filed a lawsuit against the county after the 36-year-old was shot and killed by former corrections officer Isaiah Garcia back in December 2022. Edwards says flawed training and practices led to his death.
One of the reasons this officer is struggling to live with what he did is because it is so apparent that the county, the sheriff, the people who are supposed to be the adults in the room training these officers, dropped the ball and let these officers down.
Garcia, who was assigned to guard Wright at a hospital in Kyle, fired multiple shots after Wright tried to escape. Wright, an inmate at the time, had shackles around his ankles. In the lawsuit, it claims Garcia wasn't trained how to transition from using a firearm to using a taser, and the sheriff should have issued more guards.
Joshua Wright's life had value, and you don't just get to shoot a human being like they're a rabid dog when they don't pose a danger to anyone.
Edwards says they are hoping to try the case sometime next year and will likely combine both lawsuits. The ultimate goal is to prevent another tragedy.
It's too late for Mrs. Wright and Joshua's daughter, but it's not too late for the next Mrs. Wright.
Officer Garcia was also criminally indicted for deadly conduct in the shooting. However, that case was dismissed back in June. For their part, the county says they can't comment on pending litigation. I'm Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.